Okay, this is how to play the game of Bonehead. Bonehead is a trick-taking game for 3 or 4 players, played with a set of dominoes. I have these kind of funky mahjong-y dominoes, but they're just the same as your normal bog standard ones. They just have numbers on each side as well as the pips. So I'm going to be using these, but normal dominoes works. So it's a game inspired by or taking note from a lot of German games like Schafkopf and Scott, and so if you're familiar with those, there will be some stuff here that you're familiar with, but it's played with dominoes. I'm going to go ahead and run through it for the 3-player game, and then afterwards I'll talk about what the differences are in 4 players. It's not that big of a difference. So to start with, I'm going to flip all of these over. Okay, flip these all over, give them a bit of a shuffle, and then each player is going to get 9 dominoes, and there will be 1 left off to the side. And so I can flip over. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and tidy these up. Okay, we've got 3 players. Each of them have a hand of 9 tiles. There's 1 face down over there. Obviously, normally you would only see your tiles, but in this case, because I'm showing how to play it, I'm showing everyone's hand. So the way it works is that each tile is worth as many points as the smaller number on it. So this one here is a 6-5. Because 5 is a smaller number, it's worth 5 points. This one here is a 4-0. 0 is worth 0. 6-6 is worth 6. 4-2 is worth 2. I think you get the idea. In terms of trump suit, doubles are always the highest trump. So 6-6 is going to be the highest trump, followed by 5-5, 4-4, 3-3, 2-2, 1-1, 0-0. And then if there is a trump suit declared, which I will get to in a moment, that's going to follow on after the 0-0. So we'll go ahead and start bidding here. So bidding starts with forehand, which we'll say is this person. The lowest possible bid is 29, which means that you intend to get 29 of the 56 possible points in trick play. And the highest possible bid is 56, which means you think you're going to get all of the points. Now this player has to start off the bidding. They don't have any doubles, which again are the highest trumps. So maybe they pass for now. If all 3 players pass, this player would be forced to play 29. But I don't think that's going to happen because we've got some strong hands here. So this player has 3 doubles. They have a lot of 5s, so maybe they could play something with 5. So they're going to start off the bidding with, say, 29. Start at the lowest point. This player over here has 4 doubles, a lot of 0s. So maybe they ramp it up to, I don't know, 35. This player already passed. They can't rejoin after they have passed. This player up here says, hey, they say 35 is too rich for my blood. They're going to pass as well. So this player is now the declarer. So what's going to happen is this player is going to be playing as a soloist against these 2 players. We're playing in a team against this 1 player. Now in the 3-player game, the soloist gets to take this 1 undealt tile and then discard another tile. Maybe they're going to take this one. And this is going to count towards their score at the end, which is 2 points, so it's not nothing. And they're going to keep that 0 because they're going to make 0s trump. So they get to declare what the trump is going to be. So they're going to say that 0s are trump. So all of these 8 tiles are trump, so they have a pretty strong hand. The other thing that they could declare is doubles only instead of declaring a trump, in which case only doubles would be trump and all other suits would act as though they were just normal suits. So this player has declared 0s as trump. They've made their exchange, and now we start the trick play. You always start with the forehand, regardless of who won the bidding. So this player over here is going to look at their hand, and they're going to think, all right, they've got a lot of 6s, so maybe they can get some points here by playing this. So the number that's closer to the middle of the table is the suit, and the number that's further away is the rank. That's always the case. Trump tiles are always in the trump suit. Otherwise, it's always whatever's closer is going to be the suit that's being led. So in this case, they're leading 6. They could choose to do 5 if they wanted, and then this player would have to play a 5 if they had it, but they're choosing to play the 6 because 6s have a lot of points because there's just more tiles that have high valued light ends. So they're hoping this is the highest tile in the 6s because the 6/6, remember, is a trump. So they're hoping to get some points there. They're going to be unlucky, but we'll see that in a second. So they've led with a tile that's in the suit of 6. So this player here has to follow with a 6 if they have it. They do this one. And again, the suit that it is towards the middle of the table. So they have followed with a 6/3. And these players are hoping that the declarer has something in the 6 suit. Unfortunately, they do not. They do have the 6 here, but because it's a 0 and they declared 0 as trumps, this is actually a trump. It's always a trump. It never follows another suit because these are always trump. So this player here can play something else. Maybe they decide to play a 3/3. And so they're going to collect all of these. They're going to go over in their trick pile, and now they're going to lead to the next trick. They want to get some of these doubles that are out. They have a lot of the 0s, but not many of the doubles. So maybe they play that. This player here has to play a trump. This is trump. This is this player's only trump. So they are going to play that 0/4, which is worth 0 points because 0 is 0. This player over here has, we'll go ahead and move this trump over there just to make it a little bit clearer, has a few options. Maybe they choose to play this. It's worth 0, and they keep their 0/0 to potentially win the lead in another trick. This player wins this trick. It's not worth much to them. They played the strongest trump and didn't get any points besides that 6 for it, so not a great outing for them. Maybe they want to try and run out the trump in the other player's hands, so they're going to go ahead and play this 0/1. Again, you always play the suit that it is towards the middle because 0 is the trump. You're playing 0. And this player here does not have any trump, so they just have to play something. They're going to play this 1/2 because that way they're only giving away 1 point. This player over here sees an opportunity to win some points. Now these are now the 2 highest trumps, so they don't want to play those quite yet, but they'll do that and they get these over here, and maybe they want to take their shot at trying to get some points off of this player. They don't have that much to work with, but they could play this 5/5 in the trump and hope that this player doesn't have any of the low 0 ones. So they do, and this player plays that 0/1. I don't know, maybe this one. So it's this person's lead again. This is the highest trump. Maybe they'll try a different tact. 1/5, hoping that this person has a low 1. They don't. So they're going to go ahead and play, I don't know, 2/2. This player has to follow with a 1. They play this. Let's say this player decides to just try and get rid of those trumps. This player over here knows that they're trying to get rid of the trumps, so they're going to play something worth a lot of points. And then this player is going to play that and get those, which is 8 points for them, so that's pretty good. Now they really don't have much of anything. They try with a 2/5. They actually get lucky. The one non-trump tile this player had is a 2, so they have to play it. This player over here has the 2/6, so they have to play that. They actually won some. And they're going to play 4-6. Maybe they can get lucky again. This player has to play the 4. Unfortunately, at this point, it's all this player's won because they have all the trumps that are left. So now we have to go ahead and score. So first thing first is to check if this player made their bid. I'm going to go ahead and sort these so that the light side is up. Okay, that movie magic concluded. We're going to go ahead and count. I like to put them all light side up because it makes it very easy to count the scores. So we have 6 and 4 is 10, 3, 2 is 5, and then another 5, that's another 10, 20, 30, and then that's another 5. So they have 35, which is just barely their bid, if I remember correctly. I hope I didn't forget what their bid actually was. But I believe 35 was what they bid. So they just made their bid. So they're going to score 35 points. This player here got 6. They're going to score that 6. This player over here got 10, 15 points. So they're going to score 15. So they get 35, they get 6, they get 15. If this player were to miss their bid, these two players would score their tiles that they won, plus they would also score the bid that this player missed. So that's basically how you play. You keep doing that, scoring points, and when you've had enough, you see who has the most points, and they're the person who wins. Now, when it comes to 4-player, it's a little bit different. So each player will get 7 dominoes. There won't be any domino off to the side. And then in bidding, you can bid from 29 to 56, just like in the 3-player game. And if you do that, you're going to call a non-trump domino, and whoever holds that non-trump domino will become the partner of the declarer, and they're going to be playing against the other 2 players. But you also can bid a solo, starting at solo 29 and going up to solo 56. And solo bids always beat a called partnership game, and they award an additional 30-point bonus. So it's kind of like you're bidding from 59 upwards with a solo bid, because it's 29 plus 30 is the number of points you can get. So that's Bonehead. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. All right, have a great day.